So, okay, I'll
Take it
share
away.
my screen and tell you. So what I did is, do you see my screen?
Yep.
I mean, it's just tentatively, I just wrote down all the submissions on the Telegram group, right? So I had, at first was reading through all of them, the raw data, and from there, I kind of tried to organize just, for example, your topic, let's say it's a presentation, 15-minute, or you can just play with the numbers. There's another one with publishing, then this one can be a big workshop. So it's just all within there. And so if you have some which are not yet there or some, which you expect to come, if you just put it there and a tentative time, duration assignment, then we start to get a sense of, the whole how things will shape up for 4 hours and, which ones we need to overlap. And yeah, so this is here, all the things with the names, mostly the name should be correct as per our, things, as per the reports. Okay. Um, I had some, wherever I had some notes, I have written under, so I have also updated here, so that when you are looking, you see what's the proposed topic and session description, wherever, I mean, except for the last two, I have updated, and you also had updated some of the people you talked to and added some internal notes. Okay. So, where, yeah, some you can see. Uh, some of the guys had submitted their things as well. So I brought it here in the internal notes and kind of put my thoughts. Yeah, and as we have told everybody that uh, that this is kind of draft submission, and just let your ideas come, And when we look at the whole picture, like 14, 15, or 20, then we might get some new ideas, so that can be shared with everybody and people can comment and, reorganize and, and that's why on top of it, I also tried to evolve some guidelines, and which is you can take it as a starting point or make it crisper or add some points that like presentations we should keep around 10 minutes followed by 5 minutes Q&A. Workshop can go around 45 50 minutes, if it's like that. And some things can be at 30 minutes as well, which is more engaging discussions or panels and stuff like that. So yeah, so just something which we wanted to give as a context, for developing our agenda to the community. Just as a note, I have put it, and then this. I think it's great, like with a little bit of nudging here and there, email, TG, ideas have come. Some people had, already wrote initially that I'm open to other suggestions also. And those notes are in internal comments. So we can always, if you want to tweak something, do that. And now that we see the areas of interest, we can also come up with a couple of panel ideas. So let's say there can be one around community or one around, something else, whatever you think, so that it's not an overkill. But yeah, like if it can create some sort of tension or difference of opinion can be, yeah, brought to fore, then I think they would make. Yeah, so these are some of the things. I don't know. Yeah, please tell me what you think. Just for the reference of others, also, I'm kind of sharing it here.
Oh, sweet. Awesome. Yeah, I just granted you access to the Bankless DeSci
It's
Notion.
public.
I didn't realize you had that.
Yeah.
But cool. Yeah, I think I was wondering how many total there were. so far. But let's see, for 14. Okay, sweet. Yeah, I think there's probably even more that people that I'm waiting to hear from that I had one-on-ones with. But cool. Yeah, I think this is great. We can start getting that into the sessions table. So that's what I'm thinking next is yeah, we can either share your doc, and start getting them into this other table in the Airtable. I'll pull up my screen here. And then we'll pop back to the agenda, and we'll give you a chance to intro in a sec, Tom. We're just want to make sure we get through this with Nishant before he has to jump. But yeah, I think once we start putting that stuff in here into having a title, like person's display name, description, what the format is, we can start putting people into breakout rooms. Right now, I just have number 1 through 6, topic TBD. We could even technically have more than that, and not have them go the entire time of the event. We could have one breakout room that's like an hour and an hour and a half, another one's an hour, but in the same sort of channel that we're hosting on the website. We would call it the same stage or whatever. So when we create the schedule, we'll have 6 stages, and we could have different breakout rooms on the same stage, just at different times. So I guess now is the time when we start sorting these different proposed sessions into breakout rooms and doing kind of what you did, like coming up with some of these general guidelines. If someone wants to give a solo talk, okay, we'll try and keep it to 10 minutes, 5 minutes Q&A. I think that's a great idea. And start filling out more of these sessions and start sorting them into breakout rooms and assigning, actual durations and how much time we're going to need and what the actual schedule is going to be. And we could even share this table, like we could share a view of this table with session leaders, or we could share the doc you're creating now. Both, I think, would be helpful. The doc you have now is obviously already ready to go. So we could start with that. And then as we start getting in here, we can...
I think if people can comment on top of it, so whichever format will allow people to comment, that's something. And yeah, I mean, like here we can edit, perhaps quickly move things. I mean, like table, you can move things up and down, but I think if from commenting point of view, right there on the document, something like Notion could be good.
Yeah, so let's start with yours. Let's get some comments going. And then as we formalize the schedule, we'll get it in here, because we might end up using this. I have to check in with Nahu about development. I'm still waiting on him to move that forward a lot. And if he doesn't, then we're going to end up just hosting the website on Software, and we'll be able to take this data, populate a website with Software. I've already got that template pretty much ready to go, which was like kind of a low touch way for me to have something ready for a website that would work, but and be able to display this data. But yeah, that's my backup if Nahu doesn't get that going. But we were supposed to meet yesterday and canceled, so we'll see. But yeah, I think let's start with the comments on your doc. We'll get that going. I think, the discussion that's happening so far around sessions, I'm pretty excited about. And we'll take it from there. Yeah, whenever the table is ready, we can share that too, if we want.
Yeah. In that agenda, you can already add some which are not confirmed, but which for example, that something around IP NFTs by Paul, 10 minutes, just as a placeholder, right? So that, we already have a sense of the whole breadth of things. And if you want to bring things together, it's easier. So whatever you think needs to be added. Yeah.
Cool. It's fantastic. Does anybody else have comments on the scheduling / session follow-up and stuff? We'll hop back to the agenda. And welcome, 10K.
Hey, thanks, Elia. How you guys doing?
Pretty well.
Yes.
Great.
All right, let me hop back. Actually, I should have kept that up. Let's just start with intros, I guess, because we've got 2 new people on the call today who haven't joined before. So welcome, Tom, and welcome, 10K. Feel free to give an introduction.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks,
I
man.
don't
Should I
mind
go
going
first?
first.
Or okay, Tom, you can go first.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, great to meet everybody. My name is Tom Gregoritz. I was born and raised in the DC area. I got a degree in pharmaceutical healthcare business, and I'm currently working in pharmaceutical marketing. So I work within Omnicom Health Group, and I stumbled across the Bankless path shortly after graduating college in May of 2020. And so the combining of blockchain and the hopes and promises that these new technologies provide and helping to revolutionize healthcare is something I'm super excited about. So yeah, I just wanted to join, figure out any ways I can help assist as we start pulling together this conference. And yeah, just super excited to continue on this journey together.
Nice, awesome. So you're in Bankless DeSci as well?
I am not in the Bankless DAO, but I've just been following their content for a while and been to a couple of their meetups. So yeah, big fan of David and Ryan and team.
Nice, cool. Yeah, definitely check out the DAO. It's very interesting, like the interplay between the different projects and words in the Bankless ecosystem. So yeah, Bankless DeSci just being another one of those that's sprouted up. So cool, welcome.
That was awesome, Tom. Nice to meet you. Like, hi, I am 10K. At least I go by 10K on the internet. My real name is Sangharsh. I'm originally from Bangalore, but I've been living in Stockholm, Sweden for like 8 years now. And I work in the world of atoms. So I'm kind of like, getting into the world of bits quite recently. So I did my aerospace here in Sweden, and I've been working as an engineer doing materials. And then quite recently, I saw like talks of biology and the network state thing blowing up. So I got curious about like Web3, and I've been following, like a lot of content on the internet related to that. And I started building a project called forme.fun. It's essentially like it essentially teaches what Fermi estimation is, like through like using like AI and chat GPT to like I built it for kids, but apparently like some of the consultants from McKinsey started using it. So that was kind of weird. And yeah, that's me, by the way. Yeah, just excited to be here. I'm just curious. So like I was like, what the heck is DeSci? I've been following like the Bankless DAO content, the podcast on the internet, and I was just curious. So I don't know. I don't know if it's a Nishant or someone that wrote to me on Telegram, and that's how I ended up in the DeSci DAO, I guess.
Nice. We definitely need more engineers. It's cool to hear that you have like aerospace background. I recently started Mundo. So cool.
I think you must have filled out the form and for the speaker, somewhere, and that's why I and Elia were following up with people,
Oh, brilliant. Yeah. Thanks, man. Like that was, I appreciate it because like, it's like so many sort of like people are doing so many things. It's hard to keep track of stuff, but I just like that you guys followed up and, like you're doing this thing to grow like DeSci.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I felt like it was just the natural thing to do. Like so many people have talked about it in Bankless DAO, and Tommy, being like a follower of the podcast, you probably saw the special they did on Zalu earlier in the year. I was like, Absolutely. All right, this is time. There's no way we can't keep ignoring the fact that Bankless DAO needs a DeSci project. So just spun up the Telegram group, and yeah, a bunch of awesome people have kind of filtered in, and now we got weekly meetings, and we're holding an event. It's kind of all just happened pretty quick. It's pretty cool.
Love it.
Yeah. All right, cool. Let's hop into some agenda items today. So yeah, Unconference coming up in a month from today. So scheduled for December 7th, 2023. So it is crunch time. Yeah, we've got a lot going on. So notes from last week are in here. This is what I posted in the Telegram. So the link to this doc and every week try and include a link to the previous week's meeting. We've got a task and project board going on that's loosely managed. Some grant applications in the works, which we'll hit today, which Ilk will definitely talk about because Ilk has been doing some great work on that. And then just some general notes about the conference and some stuff going in there. Yeah, so Nishan, I captured some of your updates that you gave already here. And in terms of other stuff, I still need to deploy the multi-sig. We've kind of all just generally been deciding on which chains we need to have, at least to support accepting funds from the organizations we are, purchasing from funds. And so, yeah, that's hopefully going to happen today. We'll have the multi-sig up. And I'll just kind of jump over the rest of that because there's only a couple of us on the call. Agenda items. So there's been some talk of moving this call 2 hours earlier because it's, kind of middle of the day for a lot of us. People in like Asia Pacific times can't really make it. So we did add a second meeting on the calendar. Thursdays at 5 p.m. PST, so UTC United States, so 7 hours from now, but on Thursdays. And so we do have that now as well, but we could still move this 2 hours earlier. I'm not available 1 hour prior, but I am available 2 hours earlier. What do you all think about that?
I mean, this time works for me.
Thursday call.
This one is better for me, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, 1 p.m. I guess Eastern time. So the timing we currently have works better on my end.
Okay.
Both fine by me.
Okay. 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 Wow, what did I just do? Discord. We don't need Discord. Okay, cool. Yeah, this time works great for me too. Moving it 2 hours earlier would be a little trickier because sometimes I have early morning calls and stuff. So yeah, and I have something right before it anyway. So this is works for me. Cool. Yeah, and we do have the other one that's later in the day, 5 Pacific. So that works. It's like morning time, Asia Pacific time. So and we can float that one around because we just started doing that last week. So that's a little bit easier to start moving the time around for. Because this one's already been going on for a number of weeks. Second item on the agenda is that CryptoShrimp has been nominated to level 2 in Bankless DAO. Actually, I nominated CryptoShrimp this morning. Let's see where that poll is at. I think there was already 10 upvotes on it this morning when I looked. We're up to 13 yeses on CryptoShrimp's approval. So this is required for CryptoShrimp to act as the DAO steward nominee or DAO steward representative for Bankless DeSci. So DAO Stewards is the organization that from Bankless DAO, it's a project that holds tokens in a bunch of other projects. So they have so they can participate in governance and like sort of be this metagov type entity. And so they hold Vita DAO tokens, and we're seeking a representative for DAO Stewards for Vita DAO. And asked us to nominate one, and that is CryptoShrimp. They're the only person to get nominated or self-nominate. So in order for CryptoShrimp to sort of fulfill that duty, it needs to be an L2. So I nominated him this morning, and we're at 13 votes. So if you're in Bankless DAO, if you're at least a level 1, you can vote in that poll. Yeah, so yeah, you have to be a Bankless DAO member. So to be a level 1 in Bankless DAO, you have to hold 35,000 bank tokens. And we are applying for a grant from the Bankless DAO Grants Committee going forward, so we can reward Bankless DeSci members with bank tokens, so you can earn governance by contributing. Yeah, but we don't have any, anything in the treasury yet. So right now, so CryptoShrimp is going to be, sort of acting, and that's 2,000 bank a week, I think. It's not a big, paid role, but it is quote unquote paid role. And so I like to think of Bankless tokens. The bank token is more of a governance token, especially since the value has gone down. But in locking, there's a mechanism to lock it and participate more in governance. But yeah, so to be in Bankless DAO, you have to to be a level 1, you have to hold 35,000 bank to participate in that pool. But if anybody is watching this, or if anybody is in Bankless DeSci, please do support that. All right, moving into the meat of stuff, and I'll let you take it away, Ilk, because you are working on some grant apps for us. So thank you so much for your efforts there. Ilk, are you still with us?
Yeah, sorry. I didn't hear what you said.
No worries. No, we're just getting into grants now. So I know you've been working on the BDAO grant and the Gitcoin grant, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, actually, give it
away.
and get going.
Oh, give it and Gitcoin. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want a screen share, or do you want me to pull something up, or do you want to take over the conversation?
I kind of filled in the give it part. I mean, all the information is ready to be posted, but we need a multisig, and then we are ready to go. And about Gitcoin, we discovered that the project must be 3 months old, but we found a way around about that too. So I'll build the project first, but I'm waiting for the multisig and confirmation from you guys to go on. And there are new categories now, but still no DeSci. Today I checked.
Yeah.
So probably we'll be using community and education. And apart from that, the one I sent you is Arbitrum round. If we make our round on Arbitrum, they have a matching pool, so they can support us. And since we haven't had any previous applications on Arbitrum, it's going to be the last, what was it, 25%, I think. But if we are going to do that, we should be quick because it's a first come, first served basis.
So this looks like it's for individuals, not for projects.
Yeah, but you can, I mean, you apply as an individual, but with your project, it's possible. I mean, we are doing that with Green Pill Turkey. But of course, this is not the priority one.
Right.
But in the third option, I think the document I sent you before, it was 25% matching pool for DeSci projects. Just an idea.
For what was that? Is that for the Arbitrum round?
Yeah.
Interesting. But for DeSci projects, where is that listed? Because that's
you can find it on. Sorry, I'll be here in 2 minutes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think the focus on is definitely the community education round, but yeah, we need to submit that by tomorrow. Dang. Application 11/29. Oh, that's the end of the round. Okay, yeah, by November 8th, they're guaranteed to be reviewed by the start of the round. Yes, we got to try and get that in tomorrow. And also Bankless DAO, that grant is due by the end of this week. Yeah, so those two are definitely top priority.
Sorry, I'm back.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, take it over.
I'll just share that document with you on the chat so that you can have another look. Elia, your mic is off, I think.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
This looks like interesting. Okay, so this isn't outreach docs. This is something. Oh, this is from the round managers. I'm assuming.
Yeah,
That's,
I guess so.
it's gonna
I
be a
mean,
bank
one of the
account.
round managers provided this to me.
Okay. Cool. Yeah,
Uh,
we'll have
tier
to
three.
see what rounds go live on the website. But yeah, let's definitely focus on that community and education round and submitting that because the deadline's for tomorrow. And I'll get that multi-sig. I'll just because I have everybody's address, so I can go ahead and create the multi-sigs that we need for that with everybody on them.
By the way, in the multi you will add PGN too, right?
Yes, we need PGN for community round, I think.
Yeah, I mean, now that both Give It and Gitcoin is using it, at some point we'll need it for sure. So
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know
here too.
if this even supports that. Interesting. I'll have to figure out how to deploy multi-sig on PGN. But okay, cool. Yeah, I'm down to collab on that. At any point today, tomorrow, I will get those multi-sigs created right after this call. Sweet. Any other comments, ideas, grant-related stuff?
I shared the documentation of creating wallet on PGN. I saw another group, which is applying for that. Yeah, with that, I gotta go, guys. Great progress, and catch up again next week or on Telegram. Okay, bye.
Cool. Thanks, Sean.
Bye.
Awesome. All right, let's apply into next section. So action items. Yeah, again, if you're watching this, or if you know anybody who's in Bankless DAO who's capable of voting, please support Crypto Shrimp so that we can rep Bankless DeSci with DAO stewards. Yes. So unconference stuff, big items are we still need to confirm a keynote speaker. I need to check in with someone who's supposed to be reaching out to some friends at the Bankless podcast. I think it would be awesome if we could get David Hoffman to give a keynote, sort of following up from the Zuzalo series he did, sort of almost like an outsider's perspective of DeSci and DeSci along with the Bankless mission, right? And why Bankless DeSci makes sense. Because I think that's really, there's a lot of overlap between DeFi values and DeSci values and sort of self-sovereignty. So I think that would be a really cool keynote. Bring some weight, bring some attention. So I will reach back out. I did have somebody that said they're reaching out to their team to sort of pass that request along, that invite along. So I will follow back up with them after the call as well, because it's been over a week now since they said they would do that. Yeah, Nishan's working on finalizing topics for breakout rooms. We can, that's open for feedback for anybody, and session online that's going on. Oh, Anna's going to be hosting a training / onboarding call for session leaders on how to most effectively communicate and engage people during interactive sessions using Miro and stuff. So she's had some courses on that and how to create virtual education environments make them more engaging. So yeah, Anna's going to be hosting a sort of training session for session leaders on 11/22. And so yeah, we haven't announced the sign up or anything like that. Anna's going to be taking lead on that. So just stay tuned. We'll be posting about that in Telegram and sharing it on Twitter as well, making sure that everybody in our community sees that. And then yeah, working on a schedule that's coming together, and we're outreaching to sponsors. So we do have 2 tentative verbal commitments, no dollar figures yet, just sort of in negotiation. Hopefully I'll be having one follow-up meeting for one of them on Thursday. And then, but yeah, we definitely need to try and just lock down maybe a couple more sponsors, especially if we're going to end up using Zoom, and then we're just all accumulating tons of hours working on this. So, if we can get some money in the treasury, we can pass the budget and reward ourselves for working on this, and support the tech needs and hard costs and things that are associated with the event, and moving the project forward beyond that. So yeah, any sponsors we can get would be helpful. If anybody knows anybody that's any orgs that are interested in sponsoring or connecting with more DeSci projects, DeSci thought leaders, right? Like this is going to be an event with 300 DeSci thought leaders that way. So I think if any orgs are interested in putting their brand in front of that, it's a great opportunity to sponsor, and they'd help us get our project off the ground. So yeah, win-win, hopefully. I think maybe there's a couple. I'm definitely also open to just even suggestions about potential sponsors. I can do some of the outreach myself, but yeah, definitely open if people think there's a good value aligned organization that would be really good to try and reach out to as a sponsor. Yeah, definitely open to just sort of any of that information.
Quick question. Do we have any thoughts on a dollar amount we would like to request from sponsors? I don't know whether that's like 5 to 10K or I don't know. Yeah. Any ideas there?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think too much. It's our first event. I don't think we can really, even though I'm sure we're kind of like flying the Bankless banner and stuff, it brings a little bit of weight to it. But I think we should have a track record of delivering. And I've produced other events before, but still not. This is the first Bankless DeSci event, so. Anywhere I would say from 500 to 5K would be, okay. 500 like minimum, probably like 1,000 would be probably a minimum ideally, 2,500 mid tier, and like 5K like banner sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be happy to reach out to, I don't know, I have some contacts that mainly I work closely with either. I don't know, marketing folks within big pharma, but obviously with how small this is, I'm not sure how relevant that would be. Right. But I'd be happy to reach out to some contacts I have, but obviously would want to make sure I'm doing so, not stepping out of line with what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I'm happy to have a conversation if anybody's interested. But yeah, I think at this point it's kind of we're also going for grants to try and support the project, but this would be sponsorship specifically for the event, which hopefully we could, if there's enough and it supports the event and everybody's, efforts creating it, then maybe there'll be some extra for the project or something. But yeah, so I think I don't think we need a lot to support the event. Estimating the budget right now, it'd probably be under 10K, including, like an allotment for people's hours. Yeah, so if we can get a 5K sponsor, that'd be dope. That'd be huge. That would go a long way towards covering our costs. And like I said, we already have 2 that are kind of in the wings, just not sure what level of sponsorship they're going to want to offer us. So I need to get those confirmed. But I would imagine they're at least going to be $1,000 each, potentially 25, maybe 5K. Each of those, that would be great too.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, thanks, Tom. Appreciate that.
Of course.
Cool. Last couple things, open discussion stuff we talked about previously is Barrett's still working on the DeSci 101 lesson. I really have to check in with him on that because that is we wanted to get that out at least a few weeks before the event, so that people that are brand new to DeSci could go through that lesson before coming to the event. So I'll ping Barrett on that. And yeah, budget. I mean, I guess Ilk, have you been thinking about any sort of budget stuff? Because I know you've been working on grants. I had done like a brief estimated budget for the event, but I'm not sure if you have any thoughts on that.
You mean about the about the event or the normal season 10?
Probably
content?
the season 10 one, yeah.
Yeah, actually, Anna is here with me. We were discussing about it, and we tried to come up with a number for hourly payment. So it was like 1,000, but 1,000 is like $3. So I said 1,500 bank would be, I guess, the at least we should pay for that for an hour, and then we should be of course counting how many hours work we would need. But now there's actually yet not so much work, so how to count that I'm not so sure. Anna, what do you think about the roles?
I was going to propose something similar to the international media node, just because it's a structure in the DAO that I've seen working.
Mhm.
And they have 4 roles at the moment: the coordinator, operations, a treasury, and marketing advisor. But then, of course, the international media nodes all have node coordinators and node members, each translating to their fields. So maybe we would have different projects, sub projects of DeSci, and each sub project can have a coordinator and an internal structure on how they create content. Or maybe we centralize it more like in Nación Bankless. And so inside the projects or inside the content creation side, there would be audiovisual members or writers and reviewers, even maybe translators if there's something we want to translate. No, I'm just biased about that. I'm not sure if we need translators. But maybe, I mean, how things have grown in the international media nodes and in Nación Bankless, it's more organically, like you start with certain roles, but then you will need to add more or to change the description of the role with time, because different opportunities will arise. Maybe, as you say, grant writer, it's an important role today or this first season, but maybe 2 seasons from now, it's not going to be as busy.
For example, we can in Translators Guild we were doing that too. We were bountying out specific projects. I mean, some roles are constantly needed, but some of them are just the need arises when the need arises. So we could work on a system like that. We could bounty them out through the work. Most of the guilds projects are using it, but we can do it, close to external sources if we want. So it would be easy to follow up also. Yeah, that's an opinion.
Yeah, I think this makes a lot of sense. So yeah, having like a dedicated operations. I wasn't supposed to click on that. Having like a dedicated operations role, a dedicated like marketing role, I think makes a lot of sense. There was 2 others you said. It was marketing operations, a treasury person, which makes a lot of sense. Someone just to make sure people get their their bounties and contributor hours that payroll is run every month.
Yeah, maybe the upcoming period there will be a social media person.
Yeah.
Or that role could also be combined with content creation. I don't know, depending on how we will evolve actually.
Yeah, trying to understand something on it. And then project lead was the 4th one.
Yeah. Project manager, I mean.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
that's for the basics. maybe newsletter articles, for example.
Yeah, the newsletter
Or
one, we're going to be, that's going to be an interesting one because Crypto Shrimp is working on some cool stuff with that. But yeah, like writing, I guess, or like writing articles. Dev work. We don't need constant dev work, but I have a lot of projects in mind. Word it. Okay, so yeah, bounties, grant apps. Okay,
Mhm.
yeah, kind of marketing, but like marketing for
Yeah, and also we would need designs at some point, AV stuff.
yeah, that much falls under marketing. We could bounty those out though. I think we need specific graphic assets for graphics or stuff. So that would
Yeah,
be like
after
4 roles.
specifying some amount for roles, we can also come up with a total for bounties, and yeah, we can list these under
Right.
possible bounties.
Yeah, because right now we've got 3 ops people, technically like we actually have crypto RUMD to our Twitter as well. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to figure out whose roles are what. Because right now we have more people. I agree this can be bountied out. And that makes sense. Potentially same thing with even like sponsorships. Like biz dev work. Like if you make the connection and the deal closes, like we could bring something in on that. But okay. Well, let's see if we can get people to, and that's the thing. I don't want to like make new roles and then tell people they're no longer in that role and they're currently in that role. So I'm tempted to just sort of like list out everyone we've got contributing right now and ask everyone to like estimate their monthly or like weekly hours. And we can adjust roles every season, if we need to for, because it's not like we're writing a constitution for the project. We're just sort of like using this as a frame of reference to figure out how much to ask for how much work we're already doing.
Yeah, and for them to see the possibilities, yeah.
Yeah.
But it may change over time. That's very normal.
Like that, ongoing roles, bounties, free rolls, something like that. Okay. Yeah, I'm just concerned about like not accounting for people who are already helping out doing things. I will. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was wondering the last date, the deadline of this BDAO budget proposal.
15th, November 15th.
Okay. Not much to go.
Yeah.
Next week.
Next week we are both at DevConnect. So this week we should be doing something.
We finished this week.
Okay. Cool. That's actually good. I thought it was the 10th, so that gives us more time. Okay, cool. So we can discuss this budget on the call again next week. I'll prepare something based upon this potential example, and I'll try and fit what we're doing now into that. Or if not, I'll just ask everybody. So yeah, if everybody here can just sort of let me know roughly how much time you're either willing to commit or you think would be needed for what you're doing now. Let's just sort of connect one-on-one, or we could even post it in the doing work channel. So it could be more of a group discussion, but and more transparent. But yeah, I think I'll make sure that I'll nudge people and I'll try and aggregate that information so that next week we can have a final budget prepared to review here on this call, and we can submit this grant on time. But yeah, this week I will today, right after the call, I'll create the multi-sig, so you're not waiting on that any longer, and we can get Gitcoin in this week and give it, and then we'll work on these other two for next week.
Okay, great.
Sweet. All right, cool. That was a big one. Thank you for working through that with me. Cool. That's pretty much it. End of agenda.
Great then. And let's keep in touch. And thank you, everyone.
Thanks, guys. It was great.
And
Yeah,
great
we-
to meet everyone. Well, looking forward to what's ahead. Exciting, should be eventful month.
Right? Yeah, it's crazy that the unconference is happening literally a month from today. Like, holy shit. Okay. Let's do the damn thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Cool. Well, have a beautiful rest of your day, everyone.
Awesome. You as well. Take care, everybody.